getting to the playoffs for only the second time in 21 seasons. To get there, they've had to navigate an injury minefield. They lost their ace running back, Nick Chubb, in Week 2, knee injury, gone for the year. They lost Deshaun Watson, their quarterback, Week 10, shoulder injury, gone for the rest of the year. So who rides in on a white horse at almost 39 years old? Joe Flacco lighting it up. Dare I say, Kirk, this beleaguered, long-suffering fan base is thinking about the Lombardi Trophy?
You can hear them right now. This town is starving for a winner. It's a football town in a football state. And you know what? This has been a team that's been a lot of fun for their fans to watch. As you said, decimated by injuries. Most teams in the NFL, when they get decimated by injuries, look at the Jets. Their season's over. They're fighting for pride. This team is sitting at 10-5, 60 minutes away from securing a playoff spot. They'll have to do it yet again with another injury. Amari Cooper not available with that heel injury. Tried to go in pregame. Not going to be able to go.
Every fan knows, of course, the Jets 4 snaps into the season. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, gone for the year. Their Super Bowl dream basically went down the drain at that point. So it's the old refrain, wait till next year. I look into that crystal ball. It's a little cloudy. What do you foresee for the Jets down the line?
I think if you're trying to spin this to a positive, you see a championship caliber defense. It's going to be even better next year. It's all going to come down to Aaron Rodgers' health, and the offensive line is going to have to get a lot better. You got great pieces in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. See, there's some pieces to work with, but it's going to come down to how good they can get up front to help Aaron out.
Final game of year 2 of Thursday Night Football from Cleveland. It's the Jets and the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
This has been Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Subway. Subway's fresh sliced meats rise above the rest. Try a new Subway Series Deli Hero today.
Picked up by Myles Garrett. He's going to score. Intercepted by Sauce Gardner.
Joe Namath went for the ball. Jim Brown flashes for 26 yards.
Elusive with a marvelous catch. What a run by Curtis Martin.
From Cleveland, Ohio, 2 powers in professional football.
I know we're going to win. I have that attitude. I feel that way.
Ways to watch tonight include our Spanish broadcast, TNF en Español, or you can watch Prime Vision with Next Gen Stats. As we go to the field, check in with Kaylee Hartung. Kaylee.
Well, Al, tonight we are bringing artificial intelligence into the mainstream, quite literally. During our TNF broadcast, you will see red orbs like this pop up in real time. They'll highlight defensive players who could pose unusual threats to rush the quarterback. This is Prime Video's new defensive alerts feature. It combines in-game player tracking, data from over 50,000 historical plays, and the help of expert knowledge, creating a first-of-its-kind machine learning model. These red orbs will help take you inside the mind of the quarterback before the snap, just as he tries to identify potential blitzers. You won't see defensive linemen or edge rushers highlighted because the quarterback expects them to rush. And you won't see these red orbs pop up on every play. But as both defenses try to disguise what they're doing, these alerts will provide unique insight into the challenges on the field. Now,
nothing like a cameo right in the middle of the scene set there for you, Nick Chubb. As is tradition here, breaking the guitar in the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Robert Sala, Kevin Stefanski, the 2 coaches. He breaks the guitar. You and I can drop the mic at the end of the game, hopefully.
No doubt.
Clinch a playoff spot tonight. The Browns do with a win, and they can win the North if they win both of their games remaining and 2 Baltimore losses. The Ravens have 2 home games left against Miami and Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Browns 1 game left after tonight, a week from Sunday, in Cincinnati. Jets deferred after winning the toss. Greg Zuerlein, last week's hero, kicking off toward Pierre Strong, and off we go on this 44-degree night in Cleveland. And Joe Flacco sitting at home until a little over a month ago. Thought his career was probably over. Phone wasn't ringing. 3-1 in his last 4 games. He's won his last 3, 10 touchdowns. The only bugaboo has been a lot of picks, 7. in those 4 games.
Think about how many yards and the production he's had in these last 3 games on this 3-game win streak. It's been incredible.
So a man who was with the Jets in a backup role for 3 years starts off here. They run it to the right side. It's a gain of 5 yards for Jerome Ford, who has taken over in the absence of Chubb after week 2 as the #1 running back. There is Amari Cooper coming off a sensational game, set the all-time Cleveland Browns record, and that's saying something with this franchise. 265 receiving yards at Houston. Hurt his heel and is out. They go no huddle on 2nd and 5. Flacco is terrific on play action. Throws. Bullseye. 44-yard line. Flag comes in. That's Elijah Moore making the catch. Referee is Alex Kemp, and it's going to go against Cleveland to the displeasure of this crowd of 68,000.
Pass interference. Offense number 8. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
The reason he got such separation on DJ Reed is at the top of his route, he extends his arms, and there's a little push at the official catches. It's a good clean route until the end right there. Just a little push to the back. He had Reed turned. And, you know, from that angle, it's really hard to see. But the fact the hands got up, touched, made contact, that's why they made the call.
Flacco knows more. Moore came over from the Jets as well. A little screen there, and it wasn't going anywhere anyway. Jerome Ford drops it there, so incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
You know, what we've seen from Flacco since he's stepped in is, you know, they want to be able to run the ball, which they've not been able to really do these last 3 weeks. But the play action pass game, and they've been going to Amari Cooper. A lot of those big plays last week were off that play action look. So with Cooper down tonight, you got to think Cedric Tillman will get more opportunities. Elijah Moore, who we already saw, but others will have to step up, obviously, with Cooper down.
They go empty here. 3rd and 15. That's caught up at the 25. Jets territory. David Njoku, the tight end. So they needed 15. He got 36. David Njoku.
He's right here, and the Jets a lot of times on these 3rd down and longs, they're going to rely on the front little twist game. But look at this. This is yards after the catch with Njoku. He's as good as there is in the NFL at this tight end position. It really seems to be playing with more and more confidence, playing with Joe Flacco and getting these opportunities in space. And you can see when he has room to run, the big fella can go.
76 catches on the year for him. That's Nick Harris as the fullback in this set. Running back is Ford, swings to the outside, has room, cuts it back, picks up very close to a 1st down. DJ Reed making the stop there. Boy, this crowd they can't wait to celebrate.
No doubt about it, and I think this run game gets this crowd excited. This is an old school football town, and as much as they're enjoying watching Joe Flacco, they know if they're going to make a run, if they do get into the postseason, they need balance and they need to be able to run the ball to take some of the pressure off of Joe Flacco and not be one-dimensional.
Well, you think running, you think Cleveland. What do you think about Jim Brown?
That's right.
To the outside again. Now trying to cut it back, but the Jets are there to smother him at the line of scrimmage. Ford tackled there by Tony Adams. 2nd down and 11.
As much as we're talking about the Browns, anybody who has watched the New York Jets, I think you especially have had to learn to appreciate what the Jets have faced on this side of the ball defensively. I mean, they're as good as there is, handed a pretty tough set of circumstances this year, and every week they're out here playing hard. Every week they're not pointing fingers. They're playing with a lot of pride. And every week the consistency has been remarkable.
Yeah, Robert Saleh already told, along with his GM Joe Douglas, they're back next year. As Flacco rolls to his left, fires another strike. That is Njoku, setting up a 1st down and goal. So he's caught passes for 36 and 28 on this opening drive.
He's on the backside right here. And again, the play action, and you're going to move him, just move that launch point just a little bit. He's a big receiver or a big quarterback, but he's got these big targets downfield. He can go up and over the linebackers. Look at that rotation, gets good snap on the football, and just clears C.J. Mosley there over the top of that zone coverage for a nice completion.
And doing it against one of the best defenses in the league. Jets need the top in almost every category. Flacco throws, caught, Can he get into the end zone? And it is a touchdown for Jerome Ford. Minutes 50 seconds. Pick right up where they left off last week when they got 36 in Houston. And it's 7-0.
And we wondered who would step up, and Njoku gets him downfield, but watch this matchup right here. 22 Adams trying to stay in man-to-man. He runs into traffic because of that route by Njoku. Man-to-man coverage down in that tight, low red area opens it up nicely for Flacco to make that throw to Ford.
It will be 7-0 with a new kicker. Riley Patterson booting it through because Dustin Hopkins is hurt. So his first kick as a Cleveland Brown is an extra point. And here, hands the ball off for a 3-yard gain. That is Breece Hall coming off of a game last week against Washington where he had both more than 90 yards rushing and receiving.
Well, if the Jets are going to hang in this game and move the ball, it's two guys who are going to have to make plays and win some one-on-one battles as much man-to-man as we'll see tonight. 17, Garrett Wilson obviously on the outside, and then as you talked about, Breece Hall not just running the ball but catching the ball out of the backfield.
2nd and 8 for Simeon. Gets rid of it quickly and puts it right on the money to Garrett Wilson. Threw it over the top that time of Owusu-Koramoah, put the pressure on, and Garrett Wilson making the catch.
Defense number 95 was lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
That's Myles Garrett lined up in the neutral zone. Of course, the penalty is declined. It's a gain of 22 yards.
And there's two things here. Number one, Garrett Wilson against Emerson's a matchup the Jets want. They want to hit that when they get one-on-one without a safety over top. Wilson will win that battle more often than not. Second thing is, which is big tonight for Simeon, ball got out fast. He does not have time to hold the ball against Myles Garrett in this pass rush from the Browns.
On the ground, looking to get into Cleveland territory, and he does with a lot more. A good run there as Thornhill finally runs Breece Hall down after he picks up 25 yards.
Yeah, this is a really nice job of running. We just talked about Breece Hall and what he can do. Watch the block by Laken Tomlinson. He works the double team, then climbs up to the linebacker. Really good job there. And with a back like Breece Hall, and I think the league is still learning about 20 and how good he can be. Garrett goes out wide, which allows him to get underneath that. He is very sudden for a big back at 220 pounds.
2 carries for 27 already. Little toss back to him. Cuts it back, finds a little bit of an opening, and takes the ball down to the 20-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, Curry, you look at these two opening drives, you think, wait a minute, these are two of the best defenses in the league, huh?
Right. And the fact that Simeon's able to hit a nice pass, get his confidence going a little bit against this very aggressive, athletic Browns defense. And then you get Breece Hall going. Back-to-back runs where you really see his patience and vision and ability to accelerate and break through those arm tackles.
He gets arrested. Monaconda is in there as the running back. They give it to him, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It's Myles Garrett. Great career, 7th year. He was the #1 pick overall back in 2017.
And like so many of these defensive ends that are known for their ability to rush the quarterback, I always what stands out to the elite ones like Myles Garrett is what they do against the run on the early downs. You know, this is a mismatch against Becton. He's going to win this battle all night. And that time he just is able to separate, keeps his eyes in the backfield, and uses leverage and power to get off that block.
3rd down, 5 now. They go empty. They go 5 wide. Hall's back in the game. Now they're going to bring him a little bit inside and then throw it over the middle to him. Inside the 10. To the end zone he goes. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson with a nice block to lead the way. So each team down the field with alacrity. Applauded by Aaron Rodgers. 21 yards and a touchdown.
Unbelievable. And another man-to-man beater. This time we saw it with the Browns when they scored, and this time we see it. Look at the offensive line. This is a tough thing to do against that group. But we talked about Breece Hall, what he can do out of the backfield. Nice soft hands. Obviously, when he gets out in space, he just bounces off those would-be tacklers. But what an answer by Nathaniel Hackett and this Jets offense.
Yeah, 53 scrimmage yards for call on that drive. Here's Zerline for the extra point. That's good. And so we played a little bit less than 7 minutes.
Got a shootout.
Totally. We're in Cleveland. Go figure that. For several of the teams, the Jets to kick off here. Greg Zerline sends it down through the end zone. This is what we're talking about in terms of these two teams starting quarterbacks this season. First off, for the Jets, 4 snaps for Rodgers. Then Zach Wilson was 4 and 7. Tim Boyle came in. Saw him on that Black Friday game. Released him 0-2. Trevor Siemian 1-0 after last week. Meanwhile, Watson was playing well. He was 5-1. Thompson Robinson now on IR again. PJ Walker's the backup tonight for Flacco, who is 3-1. They bring Ford back into the backfield as they start this drive. Flacco rolling out, throwing on the run, and almost picked. Tony Adams was right there. Might have been out of bounds had he held on to it. Try to get it that time to Harrison Bryant, the backup tight end, 2nd and 10.
Quinnen Williams with great pressure up the middle forces him off his spot, and that's what you've got to do, right? You cannot give up the big play against Flacco in this offense. Make him drive and be consistent. Look how powerful Quinnen Williams is, able to get through Posick right there and flush him out. And Flacco's in this zone these last 3 weeks, and the Jets are trying to come up with a way to get him out of it. And big 95 with a great play there to disrupt things.
2nd and 10. Inside handoff. There's Ford again. Room to roam. Gain of 17. Run down by Quincy Williams. So Ford, of course, he's in the spotlight, has been since early in the season. After that Chubb injury, he's already carried the 30 yards tonight on 4 totes.
And when you get upfield like this, it really gives the Browns, that's John Franklin Myers, it gives the Browns some nice blocking angles and allows them to climb up to get to C.J. Mosley. So the defensive end, they're trying to get upfield, trying to think about rushing a quarterback on 2nd and 10. And a good call there by the Browns to run it.
Ford again. Nice run again. First down again. Ethan Posick, the center, leading the way. Jerome Ford, first 2 years in college at Alabama, and then wrapped up his career in Cincinnati. 5th round draft. Man, it's the year of the 5th round draft choices as well.
Yeah, and I think what you saw is he has some lateral quickness. If there's a strength of his, at time he set up his blocks perfectly with good patience, and then he had that jump cut out to the left, and averaging 8 yards a carry. That's more like Cleveland football. That's what who they want to be, because that sets up their play action game.
Pierre Strong is now the running back. Play action. Flacco falls down. Ball is out. And he's able to recover it. Through the years, it's been one of his trademarks. He is so good. Not particularly on that play, obviously not, but so good with play action.
Yeah, the mechanics that he has, you can just see he's very comfortable here. Comes through the fake clean, he just loses his footing. And there's the rookie right there who's been playing a little bit more. Will McDonald almost gets in there and has a chance to take away the football. So Browns get behind the sticks. This is where the Jets can really apply some pressure with that front.
Loss of 8, 2nd and 18. 4-man rush. Pass caught on the Cleveland side of the 50 and taking it right to the midfield stripe is Njoku. C.J. Mosley making the tackle. So for the tight end, already 3 grabs tonight. 70 total receiving yards.
And if you remember on that opening drive, they got behind the sticks on that drive as well. They were at 3rd and 15. And remember, they hit Njoku for that big catch and the yards after the catch. So, and then at 2nd 11 on that first drive, they hit Njoku as well. So he is really stepping up with Amari Cooper down.
Kareem Hunt, the 3rd down back. He flanks Flacco, stays in to block. Pass is caught, and Njoku off to the races again. Inside the 30, inside the 20, out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. David Njoku having a Pro Bowl performance in 1 quarter. 43 yards. He's already gained 150 13 receiving yards.
And that was another third down, this time 3rd and 12. And C.J. Mosley actually turned, almost anticipating that Njoku was going to be coming to him. Watch him right here. I got him. And then he just loses his footing again. And Njoku has that speed to just run right by him.
1st and goal just inside the 7-yard line. Through the middle, into the end zone. Kareem Hunt. Push-ups for the touchdown. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Man, I'll tell you, I don't know if the execution could be any better up front for this offensive line. They have not been able to run the football. They've heard about it from a lot of people. They're down to their 4th and 5th offensive tackles, but watch this block by 75. Petonio, what he's able to do on that trap. It was a quick hitter, downhill in a hurry, but that block there opened that up and got Hunt downhill for that touchdown.
Ronnie Pedersen for the Mike Ford Jr. comes away with it. Abanaconda, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, dropped it.
It looked like Matthew Adams may have got his left hand on that to knock it out. In fact, he did. The ball is loose. You got all those white jerseys around it, and they're able to secure it and get the ball inside the red zone. What an effort by Adams. Loses his footing, gets back up, gets his left arm on the ball, and knocks it loose.
53 is eligible.
So this drive starts at the 12. We've had 3 drives in the game so far, all 75 yards, all resulting in touchdowns. Now from the 12. Flacco, play fake, fires, caught at the 5, and then gang tackle with a flag coming in there. Cedric Tillman makes that grab, rookie out of Tennessee.
And they may get the big tight end here for offensive pass interference, Harrison Bryant. They've had a couple rubs that have worked in their favor, were good routes that ended up being picks. This time they may get him and push the Browns back.
There is no flag on the play. Okay. 2nd down.
Alex Kemp.
I think this is what they were discussing anyway. 88 Harrison Bryant on the inside to our right, just trying to run a route, affect the coverage, and they end up picking up the flag, not calling an illegal pick there.
So a gain of 8. Kareem Hunt is now in. He already has 1 touchdown tonight. And on the 2nd and 2, the fake to him. Flacco looks one way, comes back the other way out of the end zone. Intended that time for Tillman to make it 3rd down and 2 with 4:07 to play in the opening quarter.
I think the thing that has stood out to a lot of us watching this Browns team with Joe Flacco is the confidence that Kevin Stefanski has in him. You know, it doesn't matter the situation. You got a veteran guy who's been there and done that. They call me kind of a calming influence on the entire team. They just believe that 15 will make the plays, and so they trust him with the play calls, regardless of where they are on the field.
Very much the demeanor he affected in all those successful years with Baltimore. Whoa, stuffed in the backfield that time. Kareem Hunt. Quentin Williams, number 95, got him in his tracks. 4th down.
And he's going against Petonio, who's one of the best guards, if not the top guard in the game. He's been dealing with some injuries, but that is a great battle in the middle right here. Goes back and forth, but that's the power and the quickness to be able to get off that block and get into the backfield to get Hunt. Remember, they've been running the ball well. That time, they go backwards.
And the crowd loves it. On 4th and 4, they're going to go for it. Come out 5 wide here, including Hunt to the outside. Flacco throws, and that is incomplete. Intended for Tillman. DJ Reed covering on the play. So they had a 1st down at the 13. They had a 2nd and 2.
The rookie Cedric Tillman with a chance down in the red area. He's got inside leverage. He's just got to finish that route. This is part of Joe Flacco and these receivers still growing together. Only been around for 5 weeks, and you can see how frustrated the veteran quarterback is. Not afraid to state his case and what he wants, but a big stop by the Jets.
For sure, they had a 4th and 4, and they went for it. Now they start this drive. Nice run here. Powering his way for close to 9 yards goes Breece Hall to set up a 2nd down and short. Running down to about 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Jets having the ball for the second time. Their first drive, 75-yard, 6 plays.
Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator from the Browns, has brought a lot of energy to this defense. And one of the things he prides his defense on is running to the football. What they're seeing here early is the importance of the backside hustling, because Breece Hall's liable to take that football anywhere with the vision and instincts that he has as a runner.
2nd and 1. Simeon getting out of trouble and picks up the first down, gets to the 19-yard line, got away from Myles Garrett. For Myles Garrett, who's been a sack meister throughout his career, doesn't have a sack in 5 weeks, and that has a lot to do with all these quarterbacks and getting rid of the ball in 2.2 seconds.
That and a tight end. Conklin tried to chip him, but he's just too quick. He goes right around him with the speed. But I tell you, what was impressive is Trevor Siemian feeling that and sensing that and realizing he had enough yards up the middle to get that first down, so he got out of harm's way.
Play action, fires, picked off at the 30-yard line. Ronnie Hickman all the way, touchdown. The Ohio State rookie with the pick and the score. So the Jets got away with their first turnover, but not this one. And it's 19-7.
What a job by Ronnie Hickman. That's the one spot. We've talked a lot about the Browns and the injuries. But talking to Jim Schwartz this week, he said, boy, I've lost some.
Will take over at that spot.
You always like to see how a quarterback will respond to a mistake like that, especially a guy that's still trying to show his teammates, hey, I can be the guy. Turns it over, not only a turnover, but it's a pick 6. But he's got some moxie and some confidence for a guy that's, been through what he's been through in his career, been in a lot of different systems, played for a lot of teams, has some confidence about him, the way he carries himself.
The 38, and that's blown dead right from the get-go. Who's first? Each side, of course, points to the other. Ultimate arbiter here is Alex Kemp, who gathers with 4 other colleagues.
Defense number 94. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I call that one on Dalvin Tomlin's film.
The big fella, Dalvin Tomlinson. Of course, he went to Alabama. He has 2 schools that he was down to: Alabama and Harvard. He's an intellect. He's got his master's in finance. Went back to Alabama. Got not only his undergrad, but he got his master's as well. Really an interesting guy, and part of doing a really good job of building that defensive line back up with a lot of pickups. About 5 guys they picked up this year up front.
Nick Saban knew how to whisper the sweet nothings. Right, here's another flag, and that's caught and getting away and taking it for what would be a first down is Gibson, who ran that kickback. Who will get the call from Kemp. And Alex will tell us that.
Illegal formation. Offense. No receiver on the end of the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay.
It was the rookie Jason Brownlee who moved and shifted. This is an offense that cannot afford to get behind the sticks because of that pass rush of Smith, 99 on one side, and obviously Garrett on the other. They're trying to, try to get him up on the line of scrimmage. They knew